Welcome to Highly Questionable. The star of the show is 3/4 of a century old today. Happy birthday to Papi. Izzy, what do you like on the show today?
Happy birthday. Is it possible that Russell Wilson is the most interesting, uninteresting man in the world?
Dale, Papi.
Oh, that half covered your ball spot. Was last night game ruined by all the penalties?
Okay, so we had more penalties last night, 26, than we had in any game last season. And that's pretty bad on its own. That score is pretty bad. It's not the score that people want to open the football season. And then on top of that, the winning quarterback, Nick Foles, throwing for 117 yards when he's throwing the ball 34 times. That combination of things makes it feel like, wow, I was really excited for football, but football kind of stinks. And then what do they do at the end? The thing they have to do at the end. The thing that always brings you back. They're throwing into the end zone at the end with Atlanta doing the only thing it knows how to do, throwing toward Julio Jones, and that erases everything that came before it.
It was kind of cool, though, when the little NBC peacock would turn yellow 26 times every time they threw a flag. But obviously you don't want that many penalties. You also don't want Nelson Aguilar being the best quarterback in the game, so it wasn't the most enticing of games. But I would argue the Falcons are more responsible for the quality of this game. When you consider that they targeted Julio Jones 19 times, got him the ball 10 times for 169 yards, ran him another time for 11 yards. And nobody else did anything. Matt Ryan still seems like he's allergic to the end zones, and it makes you wonder if this offense is ever going to get back to the form where they got to a Super Bowl.
Are any of you like me, though, that you can no longer do football in moderation when the games look like that with the penalties and all the 3-yard passes, that you need Sundays? You need all the games and all the stakes, because that's what's happened to me. I watched that game. I'm excited about football last night, and then the game happens, and I'm not excited again until the end of it.
Listen, all I know is that Nick Foles who won.
That's right.
That's
Again, that's all. That's it.
Whether he went for 117 yards or 500 yards, you know, it's a big win for Nick Foles. But that's it. That's my guy, Nick Foles. That's it. That's it.
And because he's wearing this thing for his birthday with the sparkles in it, we will let that crappy commentary go. Papi, what did you like about Nick Foles' game other than he won? What did you like?
Well, the guy scrambled. The guy had the Atlanta defense, you know, unhinged. They didn't know which way he was going to go. You know, I tell you, the guy is that's the guy that is going to make it happen for the Eagles. It's not going to be Carson Wentz. Are you kidding me?
Nick Foles played a little receiver yesterday, too.
That's right. There you have it.
There you have what?
He played a little receiver too.
That's all you have. There you have it.
I mean, there you have it.
What else?
What about with many dimensional features? That's it.
Many dimensional features. Papi, would you describe that play when he was a receiver? Would you describe it? How would you describe it?
Well, I think that was a hell of a play. That's all. I mean, what can I tell you? You know, many dimensions the guy has. He can run, he can scramble, he can throw, he can receive the ball. You know what I mean?
Would you quit quizzing him on his birthday, please?
You didn't see it, did you, Papi? You didn't see the play, did you?
Oh, I
mean, it was 11 p.m.
What do you want? You're a fraud. You're a birthday fraud.
What do you mean? I'm a birthday. I'm a fraud. Yeah, I'm a fraud, sure. Are the Eagles in trouble if reporters are true that Carson Wentz will miss several weeks?
They got Jason Peters back last night, so an already overwhelming offensive line is all the more overwhelming. And you saw last night, Atlanta's very good. Atlanta last season, not just in the playoffs, not just in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, they were a play away from advancing even further into the playoffs. So Atlanta's very good, and with their backup quarterback, who's the Super Bowl MVP, they're still strong enough everywhere to do what they did last night without their best receiver even being out there. This team is really strong.
Yeah, I think their greatest fears happened in the preseason, and this helped calm them a lot because you got bad Nick Foles, and normally bad Nick Foles doesn't win. The variance between good Nick Foles, bad Nick Foles, completely different here. So you get that, and you get that defensive performance, and you get that running game from Jay Ajayi, and yeah, you're going to say to yourself, with these next 3 games that we have, we were supposed to look kind of sloppy. It's the opener. That's a good team in Atlanta, but you've got Tampa coming up. You've got the Colts coming up after that. So it's not like their schedule is really meaty right now. I think they're just fine if Carson Wentz needs another couple weeks.
Think about what he just said, though. Their backup quarterback, who also happens to be the Super Bowl MVP, wasn't any good last night. Julio Jones was great and targeted more than he ever has been, and still Philadelphia wins without Carson Wentz and with this quarterback just being okay.
What do you mean it wasn't any good? Did you watch the game?
I mean, come on, Papi. 117 yards on 34 passes.
No, but did you watch the game?
Did you watch
You didn't watch the game.
He caught a pass,
He caught a pass.
What?
He's still out here faking it on Nick Foles. He didn't see anything.
He got to go for 600 yards to be good. If 117 yards give you a win, you take it. That's it. You take it. If 5 yards give you a win, you take it. That's right. Are you buying that Pete Carroll gentle treatment of Russell Wilson? Because the Seahawks, their greatness.
How many years have we been hearing this now, that there has been a bit of friction in this locker room between the defense and their quarterback, who appears to many to be a little bit too corporate? And now they've chosen the defense. Okay, I'll try to keep going despite the visual encumberments that are here. So Russell Wilson is a guy that most of us have said has stayed away from controversy his entire public life. But clearly that defense has some issues, and Sports Illustrated has reported them in great detail. ESPN is reporting them in great detail. They had some issues with the way their quarterback was treated. I don't think you can dispute it anymore. That team chose its quarterback and let the defense get injured and gone, and they chose Russell Wilson over them, and I understand why members of that defense wouldn't have liked any part of it. I'm sorry. I'm not good. How am I supposed to give good social commentary that's deeply reported while trying to balance two birthday hats on my head? I didn't is the answer. I didn't do it at all. I don't care what Izzy's thoughts are on this subject matter. All that matters about this segment is that I was wearing two hats not well.
I'm just going to go ahead and say something anyway, Dan. Is it problematic that it seems that Pete Carroll babied his quarterback early on? Yeah, but you could also look at the other side and say, hey, maybe nurturing a young quarterback with positivity is the way to go, right? Does it seem problematic that his teammates say that Russell Wilson was kind of a narc in the locker room and reported things back to Pete Carroll? Sure. But you could easily argue that a good leader would hear these conversations going on, troubling conversations within the locker room, and present those to the head coach. Point being, yes, I could absolutely see there being a rift here, totally understand it. But there's only one side really discussing this here. We'd like to hear the other side first.
I do love the idea, though, of considering how different the personality types were in the defensive locker room and how different it was from Russell Wilson's, and how the organization ended up choosing the safer route, which is the quarterback who can scramble, who is younger. But the idea that this locker room would be divided and that the personality types would be between the quarterback and the defense that we know helped win that quarterback the one championship he did win, I do find it fascinating. Why am I pointing at you with this birthday hat? I do find it fascinating, the most interesting locker room in all of sports, that it seems to have been broken apart by this particular issue.
And I do think that the personality of that defense sort of took away its perspective. If you remember the famous story about Richard Sherman intercepting Russell Wilson in practice and then telling him, you suck. How many people around the NFL think Russell Wilson is bad? It's his own defense that thinks that way, that thinks less of him, less than anybody else. Why? It's because they're so good. Who else in practice is going to look good against that level of defense week after week after week?
I know why they don't like him.
What's that?
Because he doesn't catch passes.
Like Nick Foles.
That's right. That's right. Should NHL players really be salty at Jalen Ramsey for talking about hockey?
I love Jalen Ramsey. I think we want more Jalen Ramsey in our lives, but I would also understand why hockey players would say it's deeply insulting that Jalen Ramsey just thinks that if the athletes in the other sports made their way into hockey, that they would be better at hockey. As one of them said, he couldn't learn how to skate properly in 6 months' time, but I understand why Jalen Ramsey, of all people, would have the confidence to think he would conquer anyone at anything at any point in any time in history.
Yeah, of course. I have no issue with a world-class athlete, one of the best athletes at what he does, thinking he can do what other athletes do. He could be wrong. That's fine. But what I love about this is Jalen Ramsey creating content across sports now. Never mind his own area in Jacksonville, his own division. He's talking about throughout the NFL, now in the NHL, and the NHL smart about this. Hey, get involved. Let me talk about Jalen Ramsey. That way I'll get in the mainstream. And it's 2 NHL topics in a row on this show.
That's
what?
Great.
2 days in a row.
What a great point by him. ESPN does not cover hockey unless Jalen Ramsey's talking about it.
Please, this guy will stink at hockey. But you know who'll be great? Nick Foles!
Yeah. We need more hats to throw around.
Just say Nick Foles and make an old man know.
Would it be great or terrible moment for tennis if Naomi Osaka beats Serena Williams tomorrow?
She is 20 years old, and I know Serena Williams has been dominant and famous, and we always think that Serena Williams is going to win. But what Serena Williams needs and what tennis needs more than anything is a challenger to Serena Williams. Let's hear Naomi here talking about her upcoming match with Serena Williams.
13 break points faced, 13 saved. How did you do that?
This is going to sound really bad, but I was just thinking I really want to play Serena.
Wow.
Why?
She's Serena. Like, what do you mean?
What's the matter with you? It's a great follow-up question, a great answer, buddy.
The nicest way to insult your opponent, by the way. How did I beat you? Because I was thinking of the person I'm going to play after you. Forget you, Madison Keys. You're not that important. Look, I think Naomi Osaka is amazing. She's an amazing story. She moved to the U.S. when she was 3. She's of Haitian and Japanese descent. Super interesting. Americans can wrap their arms around there, too, as a up-and-coming tennis star. But it's still Serena's time. I don't know if Osaka can be the next great thing, but her beating Serena here might be an announcement that says, hey, she's on the come up and she might be the next big thing. But I'd like to see Serena sort of round out hers for get 24, get 25, then maybe we can think about who's next.
I would just love to start thinking about who's next, not because it's disrespectful to Serena. One of the things that's made it so fascinating to watch Roger Federer at the end is you've seen these young people come and challenge him, become Djokovic, become something that can go after Federer to stop the dominance. We need somebody to do it because Serena Williams is an excellent droning story about excellence, but somebody's got to challenge her.
Well, I know somebody who can challenge her.
Who's that?
Nick Foles! That guy! That's my guy!
I didn't see that one coming. I really didn't. How did I not see that one coming?
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
In the cash register. This is in Denver. This is a Broncos fan.
No hands.
Ricky always wanted to play baseball in the majors. He was playing catch before he could walk, practically lived in the batting cages. He was behind home plate more than he was home. And one day, after all that hard work, he found himself walking into a Major League Baseball stadium. After buying a ticket at the front gate. A nosebleed seat obscured by a pole, but he was in there. No, Ricky never did play in the big leagues, but he did switch his car insurance to Geico, proud partner of Major League Baseball, which saved him a lot. So, all in all, things were good.
Question.
How's that different than any other day? You give us topics and events and we question them.
Do you question Melo's beachwear?
Beach is the word that he said. That can be a tricky one with his accent. We go out to the Bahamas and Houston Rockets. Many of them shirtless in the high 80s, and there is Hoodie Mello making an appearance. That is not beachwear.
So suave.
What is that? That is not the way they do that at the beach. Not at any beach I've ever been to.
I love how they have alter egos, some NBA players now. He's got Hoodie Mello of the summer. He got Klay Thompson, has China Clay. But what's interesting here is, the Hoodie, obviously, covering up maybe not the best NBA body. Like, if he looked more like Gerald Green, maybe it would be shirtless Mello instead of Hoodie Mello in the offseason. But it's a good thing he's got a teammate named James Harden who doesn't really like to take off that shirt
That's
either.
right.
So, hey.
Potbelly Harden didn't want to take off that shirt either.
Listen, as long as Melo is not at the beach in Miami, he can wear wherever he wants to wear.
Good point. Stay away.
Fine. You want to wear a parka? Just don't do it anywhere near the heat.
Do you question if this makes you want to watch German recreational soccer?
We cover the holy hell out of soccer in other countries and minor divisions. What happened in German recreational soccer?
You're welcome for the coverage, by the way.
Does this make you want to watch?
It does make me wonder if they can grow grass in Germany, but look what's really interesting about this. The fake actually moved that goalkeeper as much as he needed to be moved. Look at this. Let's look at this again. Look at the fake. Watch the goalkeeper go to the middle, and then that opens up that corner right there. There's the fake. Goalkeeper gone.
Oh, wow. Nice.
That is
is
great.
Some amazing edge German NFL matchup coverage that Izzy just gave you with a telestrator on a goalie in a German recreational league.
Once again, you are welcome.
Do you question if this thief will strike again?
This is one of the most pathetic stories in the history of stealing things. We've got a guy with a BB gun going into an electronic cigarette store, and he wants what's in the cash register. There are fewer than $100 in the cash register. This is in Denver. This is a Broncos fan.
No hands.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Yeah, there we go. That is amazing. That is the most incompetent thing I've ever seen in thievery.
Why did he have to kick the door open while his pants were falling down? And did you notice that he was running away from her as she threatened to throw the BB gun back at him?
All right, hold on a second. Can we review this again, please? Because I just want to see. He comes in here casually. He's got things under control. He's probably planned this at home.
Yes.
And
Except he forgot his belt.
Plan.
She's about to throw it back at him. No. He needs to kick the door open and run first. Does not have a getaway car, mind you. Look, he's still in the scene. He's still in the picture.
He ran through the parking lot, pulling up his pants without the $100 that he could have had if that had gone more successfully.
I know someone else whose pants falls down when he runs.
Oh, really?
Cue the music.
We're going to do it again.
There we go.
There
There we go. He's hanging on to his pants right there.
I mean, yeah.
Hope you got all the money out that register, Dan.
Highly questionable. This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that hopes his son got him an awesome birthday present. See? Or no?
Got you a television show, man. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued.
Another one?
On NBC Sports California, Rangers and A's.
Papi, Adrian Beltre is a Hall of Famer, but what's the one thing that you know about him? The one thing.
Oh, you don't want to touch his head.
That's right.
That's
You
right.
don't want to touch his head. His teammates like to touch his head. It bothers him when he gets his head touched.
He still has that kind of power and the damage that he could do.
He looks really angry.
Yes, well, he hates it. He does hate it, and they keep bothering him with it, but he hit that home run, and then he's celebrating it in the dugout with people doing to him the thing that he hates most. The camaraderie of sports, baby. Camaraderie of sports. Izzy, are you intrigued? Don't do that. No, don't do that. Nobody likes that.
No.
Papi, how about you? Are you intrigued?
Oh, no, I'm not intrigued. I'm not intrigued at all. You expect me to watch a Rangers and A's game on my birthday? No way, buddy. No way. That's right. No way. I'm not going to do that. No way.
Okay, there you go.
That's right.
Bonus curse at the end.
Saturday on Fox, UCLA and number 6, Oklahoma.
Oh, college football. Papi's excited.
I'm ready. I got to pay attention to all these games. Are you kidding me? I got to make sure that I know what's going on. I got a Heisman vote, you know. I got to make
there's
sure
the
that I vote,
Heisman, the annual Heisman announcement that he's got a Heisman vote. Okay, maybe this guy will get his Heisman vote. He plays for Oklahoma. Kyler Murray. He's making $4.7 million this year because he's a great baseball player.
Wow. That's more than his coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is against Lane Kiffin's team. Yes, Papi making the appropriate noises. That is a bit difficult to tackle. Izzy, are you intrigued?
Look, I'm not sold on Big 12 quarterbacks translating to the NFL, and I'm still not sure about Baker Mayfield, but I would love watching them in college. That guy looks like a lot of fun to watch.
Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I know that this kind of early in the season, there has only been one game, but Kyler Murray, you got my Heisman vote.
Hey,
right now. You got it.
Never too early.
Okay, there it is.
Don't got to see anybody else.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I think he just violated every Heisman voting rule. Papi, do you have something you'd like to say to the Heisman committee?
Oh, yes, listen. It was meant to be a big joke, you know what I mean? It's my birthday today, so I'm a little bit off the rails, you know. I'm not going to make a decision in only one play, one game, one guy, you know. Please don't take my vote away. Please don't take my vote
It's his
away.
birthday. Come on.
Sunday on CBS, Fox, and NBC, NFL Week 1.
Yeah.
Football is back. We're going to have about 10 games on Sunday. All of them televised. Yeah, they're back, buddy.
Yes, I'm told we have a ferocious hit from a safety. We're so happy football's back.
Football is family.
Yeah, what are you doing?
And there it is. Are you ready for the season, baby? There it is.
We should check the replay. I believe he led with the helmet. That should be 15 yards.
Yes, 50 yards in penalties right there in the new NFL.
The cutesy-wootsy NFL.
Izzy, are you intrigued?
Oh, yeah. I just said it's cutesy-wootsy. Of course. It's week 1 of the NFL football season.
He did do that. What did he just do there? Cutesy-wootsy NFL. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? It's going to be a hell of a day in the NFL, buddy. They're going to be fireworks all over the place. You know, Goodell is going to make a big speech, you know what I mean? And everybody's going to be happy. The football is back.
Yay! Why did you throw a big Goodell speech in there?
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy
I love you.
Yay! Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
He's announcing it for himself. We'll talk to you on Monday. Poppy loves his food, but not his traditional food. He loves his, it's not traditional birthday food.
Croquetas.
It is.
Croquetas. Have some croquetas, guys. Have some croquetas.
75 years old. And
75.
we also, I think,
75.
have we got a cake made out of black beans.
Black beans.
That's right. There it is. It's not really a cake. It's just an unbelievable cauldron of birthday. Awful weekend for my mother. An awful weekend for my mother.
Well, she's used to it anyhow.
She is used to it. Certainly, she's got a lot of practice with you eating too much and befouling the house.